It's 11 o'clock. I hope you had a nice coffee break and you're energized for the second part of this online conference on how to engage SMEs in the energy transition and the green transition. Obviously, there's multiple perspectives to the discussion, and before the break, we had the perspective of the SMEs. But our first slot of the second part of the conference regards the perspective of the city. Because obviously cities have an important role to play in engaging SMEs to achieve more sustainable policies. And while we are looking for Jan AERTS and Camille CALLENS to show up on video, let me first already introduce them. Jan AERTS is the program facilitator of Leuven 2030 with a specific focus on non-residential buildings. So obviously there's plenty of SMEs involved in that part. And also from Brussels, we have a representative from the capital of Europe. Camille CALLENS is the project manager of Brussels 30-30-30. Welcome to you both. I see you in front of me, so that's a good start already. So good morning, Jan. Good morning, Camille. I can imagine that only a few people of the audience may know the actual organization you are working in. So what I'd like to do to start off is ask you, can you shortly describe what your organization exactly is about and what you are doing? And I would propose to start with Jan.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you for being here, because when I first heard about INNOVEAS, I didn't know what it was, and I was wondering if it would be interesting to be here, but it definitely is, and I'm very glad to be here. So I'm Jan AERTS from Leuven 2030. Leuven 2030 is a non-profit organization that strives for a climate-neutral future for the city of Leuven. So we started off with 60 founding members, and by about 7 years later, now we have 600 members. And yeah, in this way we can represent the inhabitants, the companies, civil society organizations, knowledge institutions, and public authorities. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the work of Leuven 2030 is all about building partnerships, cooperation, and using the network to establish projects. So one of the things we worked on last year was a roadmap. We developed a very big roadmap, which includes all the actions that are necessary to achieve climate neutrality, and it's divided into 13 programs. And one of these programs is my program on non-residential buildings. Mm-hmm. So non-residential is a big group because we include healthcare, education, semi-public organizations. Those were fairly easy to connect to our program, but we have more difficulties with the small offices, the trade sector, shops, stores, and hotels, restaurants, pubs, those kinds of small companies. Yep. And I'm also running an ELENA project, which targets also the non-residential buildings. So we can fund studies in energy efficiency for 24 partners.